So we're live. Let's get the intro going and I'll talk about my comic book run. So, anyway, we're kicking off the show. Today I took a run to bookstore with my dad. He was looking for something for himself for his birthday. He wanted to go on his birthday to the store, but he decided, I'm gonna go because I could sleep in on my birthday. Because I don't know why, because it's funny though. So I decided to go with him, and I ended up buying him a CD, 3 movies, and last time I ever bought him a gift, he didn't like it. It was a Hulk Rules t-shirt. It was a Hulk Hogan t-shirt. It says Hulk Rules. In the back says, "What you gonna do, brother?" And I wish I would have recorded it, because his reaction was so priceless. What happened was, he took the shirt and he looked at me, he looked at the shirt, he goes, "Hulk Hogan t-shirt," and he's like, "I don't like that fucking Hogan," and he ended up throwing it in the trash while making eye contact. It was amazing. And it was funny. It was I didn't buy this shirt like a serious thing, thinking he would love it. I just bought it as a gag gift. Just for our amusement. And so I ended up buying him a CCR CD, Tom Selleck movie collection, Tom Selleck Western movie collection. So that's what I got him for his birthday, and yes, I am. So while I was up there, I took the liberty of doing a comic book run to get some books and catch up on what's going on. I love half-price books. That's where I go to usually find a lot of back catalog of books and stuff. I found a lot of Catwoman stuff. Bought most of it. Found some good Batman books. Found some that was from my childhood. Some Batman Gotham Adventures, the Batman Adventures, Adventures in DC Universe. I found a lot of good books, and I also found some really weird ones. Recently, they had... I couldn't even believe they were selling it. And I'm not shaming half-price books, because, like I said, I am anti-censorship. I am pro-freedom of speech, freedom of art, whatever you make type of thing. They had an adult-only comic book. I wish I would have bought it. It was really like, I looked at it and my eyes like widened of like, holy crap. And so I ended up putting it back. I didn't want it because I did not want the cashier to look at me and look at this book, look at me, look at this book going like, what the fuck? So I didn't buy it. I ended up finding 4 books. I ended up buying a t-shirt for my mom, which says Make America Read Again. It's sort of like a parody of Make America Great Again. It's kind of funny though. She works with a hardcore liberal who hates Donald Trump, so she's going to wear the shirt Monday and just raise hell. So, I ended up finding 4 books. I found a Batman board game. I didn't buy it. It was like on the clearance for like $3, and it didn't have all the pieces together, so I didn't buy it. So I was just like, no thanks. Anyway, the 4 books I found, one is like a newspaper, so it's kind of a comic and it's kind of not. I found Batman New 52, Batman 25, 0 Year Black Cover Edition, which I really love this cover because it's very cool looking. It basically has the bat symbol and it has on the bottom part of the cover, and it says 0 Year. And it's really cool. It's a really cool cover. I found it because I just wanted to buy it. I found it and I like it. I like the cover, and it's going to be one of those books that I will buy a comic case to put in, and just put it in this thick plastic case just because I really like the cover, and it's really good. It's a really good cover, really good. This one's from the heyday. This was 10 years ago. And it's a newspaper of Wednesday Comics, World's Greatest Heroes by DC, number 4. And it has short stories of different heroes, which I really, really like. And it has Batman by Azzarello, Gibson's Last Boy on Earth, Bullock for Dead Man, and Neil Gaiman for Elephant Man, which is kind of dumb. I don't really like Neil Gaiman. I mean Gaiman, not gay man. I really don't like Neil Gaiman, so I don't like his work that much. I really like Risso's art of Batman. He kind of has that classic movie look for the characters. The thing I like about this Wednesday Comics, and the thing I wish they would do, is like bring it back, even though they have like Batman Giant. But the point I'm making is like I wish they would, do with Batman Giant, like do short stories by different writers and artists, which I always said in the one episode of this show. So I really like it. I added it to my collection of Wednesday Comics because I like finding things that sort of went by that nobody noticed. Sylvester and Tweety, or Tweety and Sylvester, by White Men Comics, by Warner Brothers. It's a 20-cent comic. It's very old. It's 1970s old. I found it, and it was like $1, and I found it. I sort of smiled because my cat looks like Sylvester. Even though she's a sweetheart of a cat, but she's mean. So she's more not mean, but more sweet and psycho. Sweet but psycho is what she is. I really like Looney Tunes. Anything with Looney Tunes, I will find and I will buy it because I love the Looney Tunes stuff. And by the way, I'm reading the Half Price Books comics. I went to the comic book store because it opened, and I was like, I'm going to stop there. It opened. Why not? The last one in the Half Price Books I found, and it brought a smile to my face. It's not Joker. Even though I ran into a listener at the comic book store, it's not a Joker comic. I will talk about that one because that is a very funny and interesting story. The Phantom. For those who never heard of the Phantom, it's a classic character that's sort of almost gone obsolete. The Phantom is created by Catwoman. I do have the the Phantom is a character that's sort of gone obsolete, and it's a character that I wish a lot of people in the Show Me State would take such pride and joy in. Because the Phantom character is created by Lee Falk. And Lee Falk is from St. Louis. He's a talented writer. He's one of those guys that he is sort of like, he falls into the Jack Cole category, almost forgotten. And he directed, theater plays. He directed and produced theater plays, which he directed, such as Marlon Brando, Charleston Heston, Paul Newman, Chico Marx, and Ethel Waters. And he's one of those guys that I wish they would sort of acknowledge. And the Phantom is one of those characters that is sort of gone almost obsolete. Like, he doesn't even exist anymore. And the last thing they ever did with the Phantom was in 2009, which was a TV show. So, I mean, for me, when I found it, I sort of was like smiling, like, wow, I found a comic strip character that is almost gone. And I know a lot of people are like, well, it's still ongoing, but it's like, if you look at it in a way, it's like, it doesn't exist anymore. So, for me, it's really a cool thing, cool find. I don't even know what happened to Charlatan Comics anymore, so I'm gonna look it up real quick. It'd be really cool though if it's like still going. Went out of business. Damn. So. So anyway, those are the Phantom. Yeah, it is an awesome comic. He wears a purple suit, a Robin mask. He has a dog for a sidekick, and he has a white horse, and he protects the jungle. So it's